How's it going?
Hey, good. Happy Thanksgiving to you, by the way, and
Same
your
to you.
family.
Thank you.
So the Bills are one of the top scoring teams in the fourth quarter. You in particular have excelled there as well. The numbers support all that. To what do you attribute that fourth quarter success you've had really throughout your career, but especially this year?
I think it's the trust in the play calling. It's a accumulation of Dable trusting me trusting Dable, and then in turn me trusting our guys around us. It's just trying to go out there and execute as best as we can. And I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter, but guys just tend to move faster, and I understand that in the fourth quarter, that's where games are won. So you got to be your best when it gets to that time, and it's something that we practice quite often. Whether it be the 2-minute drill or just trying to go some up tempo stuff, and it throws defenses off a little bit just when you do pick up the pace. So it is an advantage for us, but we got to find better ways to be better in the third quarter and the second quarter as well, and start off faster.
And one more along those lines, Josh, is that even in those second halves or fourth quarters where you've had success, you've had a couple drives like stall, but then you come back and maybe like that, that third time or something, and it works. What is there anything specific other than executing better on the one that worked that goes into that? In other words, like an adjustment that Brian makes in the play calling or formation or whatever.
I don't really attribute to one thing in particular. I mean, if you look at it, it's just going with the flow of the game, and you're not going to score on every drive, and we understand that, and it's our goal to score on every drive, but the chances of that happening are fairly slim. But if you can play situational football and complementary football, like Coach McDermott preaches to us, it typically puts you in a good position in the fourth quarter, and that's, like I said, that's when you need to be at your best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vic.
Josh, John Worrell, AP, how you doing?
I'm good, John. How you doing?
Good. Hope you had a good, easy weekend off.
Thank you.
Wondering if you can maybe share any nerves that you can recall having from your first career start against the Chargers before that game.
Yeah, obviously very nervous, and things didn't turn out so great. And like when I look back at it, just how little I knew about our protection and our schemes, and I should have, could have, would have done a better job if I can go back and do it all over now. But it did teach me some valuable lessons, and I got to see some different things. And obviously it being first start of my career, in the early part of my career, it helped me. It really did. And I think you need to go through some bumps and bruises, but we're still going up against a really good defense this week, and guys that know how to get to the passer, and we got to be on our P's and Q's and understand whatever they throw our way, we got to be ready for it. And whether it be me in protection and making adjustments, or getting the ball out quicker, because they do got some guys that, like I said, they get to the quarterback. Often they get to quarterback very quickly. So we'll have to figure that out during the game, and it's going to be a tough task for sure.
Not to say that you've arrived, because even you acknowledge you haven't, but does it surprise you or amaze you how little you knew back then?
It really does. Yeah, it really does. And that's the oldest expression. Every game is a different experience, and you learn as you go along. And if you can continue to do that, you look at guys in the league that have been in the league for a long time, 10 to 12 years, they say they're still learning different things. So it is a process, and you got to take every opportunity and use it as advantage as you can.
Last thing, I'm doing a piece on Stefon Diggs, and he acknowledged a couple of weeks back on one of these Zoom calls that he's turned over a new leaf based on some of the experience and the maturity that he gained from what happened in Minnesota. He didn't go into detail, but how good of a read did you get on Stefon when you first either met by phone, through Zoom, or whether it was one of those workouts?
It was through the phone. I called him, and then we exchanged some gamer tags for video games. We played video games together. And then it was the Miami trip. And typically you're thinking of a guy that, was portrayed by the media as a diva and this and that, and didn't really know what to expect, but, he was there on time in the workout drills with us, going through, everything that we were going through, trying to learn. And then after, when we go out to dinner, he wanted to be there and he was there. And it surprised me just with how much of a team guy he was at the start, willing to sacrifice his time to hang out with us and do things like that, which I'm sure not a lot of people would do in his situation, but he's been a great addition to this team. I can't say enough about him, what he's meant to the team, one, the offense, and then just on and off the field, just, he's a great guy to talk to. And, I consider him a good friend.
Thanks so much, Josh.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, Thad Brown, just real quick to clarify, you said the Miami trip, you mean game 2 this year? Is that what you're talking about?
Say it again.
When you said the Miami trip with Diggs, that's game 2 of this season you're talking about?
No, in the off season when we met up
Okay.
after we traded him. Yeah.
That's
I
all right.
traded for him.
Separately, I want to ask about your connection with Cole Beasley in terms of reading blitzes and attacking blitzes. But in general, with that kind of thing, is that more of a week-to-week game plan thing, or is that you got to develop a relationship with a guy long term to be able to recognize and get on the same page kind of thing?
I think it's a little bit of both. Cole is very instinctive. He's a very smart player. He knows what windows to kind of throttle down into and get out of. And it's just something that we've talked about an extreme amount. We've watched a lot of film together. Obviously, we've got a little over a year and a half of experience of playing together now. And, I trust him implicitly whenever he breaks in or breaks out. I trust that he did his due diligence of peeking where the defense was. And, majority of the time, he's 100% correct. So he's easy to throw to. His body language is awesome. The way that he gets in and out of cuts, it's unbelievable how low he gets to the ground. And if you didn't have that relationship that we had, you hadn't thrown with him before, I don't think there's any way that you could be complete in some of these throws because, when we first started, he was faking me out. So we've come a long way, and he's super fun to throw to, and he's always has a positive attitude about things. And like I said, he's just a smart, reliable player.
Is it a difficult thing to build, or is it just a matter of, like you said, getting the reps and putting the film work in and just doing it week after week after week?
Yeah, just week after week, and making sure that off the field that you're developing that relationship too, where you can talk about it, and it's just a major trust thing.
Cool, Josh. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Thad.
Hey, Josh, what have you learned about this Chargers defense that you're going up against from film study?
Well, like I said, they got Bosa and they got Ingram, to name two guys that just are relentless of getting after the quarterback, and they do a really, really good job of that. So we got to be prepared up front to handle whatever they throw at us. They get to the quarterback very quickly. So whether it be throwing some quick stuff early and trying to wear them out, and I think that's what everybody tries to do when they're playing them. So, it doesn't really seem to matter with them. They're high energy effort guys, and their defense as a whole is very sound. They know what they're doing. They're coached by a really, really great coach, and Coach Anthony Lynn. And I got to spend some time with him going back to a little over a year ago, I believe, at a CAE retreat, and just got to hear his story and what an amazing story he has. So it'll be fun to see him again and have the challenge of going against his defense.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Maddie.
Hey, Josh, Matt here. A couple weeks ago, I think when John was coming back, we talked a little bit about your relationship with him and, the fact you guys have an off the field relationship and things kind of flow when you're on the field together when he's at center. I'm curious, what are things like with Mitch? Because you guys have played a ton of games together now. What's your relationship like with him, not only on the field, but off the field?
Yeah, again, Mitch is one of the better dudes. And we've got a lot of great dudes, but he's top notch. Just the way that how he treats people. He never complains. He just kind of puts his head down and does his job. And funny, and we got our own handshakes and this and that. So, I trust him when he's on the field. He trusts me, and he's always trying to find ways to get better. And that's what I love about him. Whether a snap is a little off center, he wants to make sure it's right. He goes and he watches the film as soon as we're done with practice, and he watches it before anybody to see what was going on and how to find ways to fix it. So, guy that very communicative too, and he's just a great guy to be around. And
from your perspective, is how much excitement in the room is there right now, just from the fact that how healthy you guys are getting on that line?
There's a lot of excitement for sure. And whenever you got guys that obviously feel good and they can go out there and do their job, but you have depth behind them as well. makes their jobs a lot easier, and makes our coach's job a lot easier too when you got guys that you can go in there and trust. But we've had some guys step up this year that have been unbelievable. Ike with what he's been able to do and stepping up for whether it be John moving from left guard to center or Brian Winters is out, whatever the case may be with Cody missing. Guys just go up and they step up and they do their job, and that's a sign of a really good team.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, it's Jason Wolf at the Buffalo News. Good to see you, man.
Same to you, Jay.
I wanted to ask you about John Feliciano, what his presence means for you guys on the field. Not necessarily from a technical standpoint, his ability to play, all three interior spots, but just maybe even from an emotional standpoint. What does he bring to the huddle on game days?
Yeah, he brings some nasty when he's on the field for sure. He's a relentless effort type of guy. A guy that's not afraid to step up for his dudes, and he's shown that to me a few times, and I love him. He's a great dude, and I can keep going on and on about how great of a guy I think he is, and great of an offensive lineman he is, and he's just one of I really don't know what to say right now. He's just one of those guys that you love playing with and playing for, and he's the same way for you. So he's one of those guys that just always has your back.
Why are you such good friends? Like, what is it about his personality that you and so many other people find magnetic?
It's hard to describe. I just think that he's always in a good mood, for one. He's always trying to find light in situations. I think we have very similar humor. So he's just easy to talk to, easy to joke around with. His laugh is infectious. So he's got a lot of bromances with a lot of the guys in the locker room.
You had a good time taking care of him, being dad?
Being dad, yeah. Brought him some wine a couple times, and he's been over to the house a few times. We've watched some film, and I love being around him. We play, Xbox and PlayStation together, and whenever he accepts my invites, but he's often playing with other people too. So he's a great dude.
Appreciate you, man. Good luck this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving.
You as well.
Big Josh, Mookie Harkins, 104 Sports 1080. How you doing?
I'm good, Mook. Good to see you.
Hey, man, I like the cut, man. Nice and smooth right there.
You like it?
Yeah, I like that. I like that babyface assassin look, right?
There you go. There it is.
Speaking of that assassin work, man, when Bill Belichick goes on 2 years ago to say, let's stack the box, let Josh Allen beat us with his arm, to now putting 6 DBs out there so Josh Allen doesn't beat us with his arm. Do you feel that teams are starting to respect your development, the way they game plan for you?
Whether it's that or just respecting the weapons that we got outside and forcing us to do something, typically when we're in the pass game, we've been doing a really good job, completing the ball and moving the ball and scoring some points. And they're just trying to take that away. And we understand that. And we know we got to be better in the run game, but we're a team that's willing to do whatever it takes to win a football game. So whether that be passing for X amount of times or running for X amount of times, we're going to try to find a way to win. And then Coach Dable's been doing a good job of that, just finding ways to put us in good positions.
Absolutely. I've been doing a good job, man. And this is the season for giving thanks. What are some of the things that you're thankful for?
Well, family, health, friends. I'm thankful for the community of Buffalo, obviously, with what has all happened the last couple of weeks in terms of the donations to Oshai. And, it's been unbelievable. And, I'm extremely humbled and thankful for, a lot of different things in my life. So it's always good to reflect and look back and be thankful for them. So thank you for that question. What are you thankful for?
Man, I'm thankful for that the Bills took the chance on the gunslinger from Wyoming. That's what I'm thankful for.
You know what? That's a good thing to be thankful for. I'm thankful for that as well.
Absolutely, man. Good luck this week.
See you, Mook.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
All set, man. Have a good thing.